Hey everyone, I'm Stefan. This is Graham.
Hello.
This is Travis.
Hey.
And we are Three Different Ones. Last year we compiled a list of albums we think are interesting and now talk about them. Today we're talking about Lateralus, Tool's third album and one of the only albums from our master list that I'd actually listened to before. And in the case of this one, I'd listened to it multiple times. I've talked to a lot of people, some of whom aren't really Tool fans, but that have heard this album. This is and was a massively successful album. Lateralis sold over 500,000 copies the week it was released, which was just about 20 years ago, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's right. This was, it was obviously critically acclaimed, successfully financially. It was also kind of a benchmark moment for Tool, because this is kind of where a lot of people consider the shift point in their sound and the genres they were playing in. One thing that I love about Tool is that they are so difficult to classify and categorize. There's so much variety in the work they've put out. In terms of just the genres that I use to describe them when I'm telling people about Tool for the first time or trying to get someone into them, I like the ones art rock and progressive metal. I think those work, but there's a million descriptors you can use for them, and yeah, it's just it's always a guess when I find a song that I haven't heard by them before. It's always a complete hunch on my part. What it's gonna be. I have no idea. Even going back through their albums, like even going back through this album that I'd heard easily a dozen times before sitting down to prepare for this episode. I heard things on this go through that I didn't remember and feel like it's brand new in some ways. So yeah, I keep forgetting to look into if there is a podcast exclusively dedicated to talking about Tool. It is definitely one of the bands that could warrant that kind of deep dive study. But I digress. I gotta stay focused. Anima was a challenging episode just because there was so much to go through, and I don't want to veer off too far on this one. Travis, had you? I take it you've heard all of Lateralus before.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Many times.
There you go.
Okay. When was the first time?
Honestly, a full run through probably 2011. So not all that long ago. About a decade ago.
Yeah.
And I prefer earlier Tool, which I feel like is a semi unpopular opinion, but it's a great one. It's probably my third favorite, maybe second favorite from them. Okay. I think this is I'd say just widely accepted as the best by most people.
Yes.
But is the other one? Is the other one Anima?
Yeah, that would be my number one. I like it and Undertow. Undertow's really not that popular, but I enjoy it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Opiate too. The early stuff. Have you heard anything from this one, Graham?
I recognized one riff. And
I bet I can guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and it's a great one.
Yeah.
That was really all I remembered. People have shown me Tool songs. I think I had heard The Patient before. I'm sure there were a couple others, but yeah, I had never sat down and listened to this one. Anima was my first Tool album to listen to in its entirety when we did the show, and I've always known that they were a really popular thing. They're kind of like they kind of have like a following, like somebody like Radiohead does. Where just the fan base is kind of like
insufferable.
Yeah. Yes. They're and a little bit I don't know, like kind of pretentious, like the Radiohead fan base.
Of course.
Yeah.
It turns a lot of people off of both bands.
Yeah.
Not that they have a ton of similarities in sound, but yeah. So
a bunch of neckbeard edgelords.
Yeah, there's there's that vibe for sure.
Yeah,
there's that vibe.
Oh yeah,
it's okay. I'm a big Tool fan, so I have no issue shitting on the fan base.
Right.
Same.
Right.
Same.
Stefan, did you hear this in high school or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
Nice.
Many times.
Oh.
Yeah.
So just to clarify too, we're gonna go through this in actual order. I don't know if y'all read anything on the Holy Gift. Have you seen anything on that, Stefan?
I have not actually. What is that?
So some fans a long time ago rearranged the track order into it's considered like the Holy Gift, and a lot of people only listen to this album in that order.
Oh my gosh!
Just to the point of the insufferable fan base. Yeah.
Speaking of pretentious, my God.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, I guess.
It is, and it kind of makes for a fun, exciting run through when you do it that way. Like if you've not listened to it that way before, it kind of makes sense. Which once we get into this, I'll touch on it a little bit.
It's called The Gift.
The Holy Gift.
Okay.
Yep. Lateralus Holy Gift.
Ah.
Yes. I think it starts with Parabola.
Okay.
Which, I mean, honestly, I'd be okay with that as an opener. But y'all want to get into the opening track, The Grudge?
I think that I don't think they could have done better than The Grudge.
I 100% agree. The
baseline alone got me pumped for the album, and as it always does. Even back to the first time I listened to it, when I didn't even like it very much. I didn't really care for this album the first time I heard it. Didn't appreciate it, but
it's funny you say that. This, like, the first couple times I listened to Lateralus, like, this track wasn't like one of my favorites.
Oh,
and then over time it was like, dude, this is The Grudge is definitely one of my top tracks from this one. It's such a bomb opener in my opinion.
Agreed.
Like, just from is that like film rolling on at the beginning? That's what it sounds like to me, like a movie film.
That's what I've always thought it was.
Yeah, just like hit play, let's go. And then just
projectors rolling. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, the drums and bass and guitar just so intense. It reminds me of War, honestly, like the beginning here.
Like Eric Burden's band? Or War? Fighting
War.
Yeah, like actual, like literal war.
Yeah, literally going into battle.
Very intense.
Yeah, it's kind of chanting a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that. It's a very wiggly riff.
Wiggly.
That's a good descriptor. Yeah.
No, it's intense. It builds up. There's a big like crescendo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was probably one of the my voice, man.
You're okay. You're okay.
You're good. He's getting choked up just thinking about it.
Man, something blew in the other day and
you're okay.
Got a frog.
Take your time.
No, it's it's long. I'll say that. Like
It is.
it got a little lengthy for me.
Okay.
But y'all continue. I interrupted.
No, Keenan's voice, Maynard Keenan, their vocalist. He's it. It's kind when people tell me that they don't like his voice. I really, that's really I can't really defend it, honestly. It doesn't always sound pleasant. I've always liked the sound, and in particular, I for some reason I'm not always the biggest fan of like screaming and shrieking, but I love when he does it. And I think my favorite example is what he does in this song during the final minute. I love it.
At the 7-minute mark.
Yes. The combo of Maynard shrieking and Danny Carey just going everywhere on those drums.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get more into him later, but God, he's such a stud, man. He's so great.
There's so many parts to this song too. Like there's that kind of spacey drone with right there before Maynard comes in, and then Danny gets real heavy sounding. Yep. There's a part too, kind of right around like 3 minutes 50 seconds, where Adam Jones, that just jam riff. I love it.
Yep.
It's like every minute in this song, like 4 minutes, the 5-minute mark. Like there's something significant to me at each one of those points, like around 4 minutes 50 seconds. I love that part too. Right before the choose to let this go. I love that. Like Graham said, the build to the end, the beginning of the build up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah. Did I cut out?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Danny Carey, I feel like he kind of makes this album for me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I
Glad
think
to hear it.
I just think he's probably the most talented and unique player in the band.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some great drum fills. His cymbal work is always kind of cool. Like
the polyrhythms.
yeah, and I know people always talk about that with Tool, like they're very rhythmically complex. Like
yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
And it kind of dawned on me that like that's where the prog label gets attached to them. I mean,
right.
They do have these really long songs, and they're not necessarily like complex in terms of like melodies, chords, whatever. The rhythm section.
$100%. Complex or anything like that. It's his opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays. I've seen him just go off or anything like that.
So. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. Danny is just on another level, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that bit he does from like the 8-minute point onward, that outro is just bonkers.
Melts my ears every time.
Bonkers.
I remember him from the Rush documentary. He was, and obviously a big Rush fan, Neil Peart fan. You hear a little of that influence.
Oh,
but, The Grudge, good way to start it off.
Yeah.
What do you think of that instrumental track to follow? Eon Blue Apocalypse.
I liked it.
I did too. It's only a minute. It's just sounds like.
But before I knew it was only a minute, I was like, man, this is interesting.
Okay.
Oh no, it's almost over.
Right. I was kind of hoping it would keep going.
All right. I really like that one too. I think it's a nice segue into the patient.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of dark interlude.
Yep. And because that one starts pretty quietly
Mm-hmm.
on all
Right.
counts.
Yeah, those palm mutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
And a little like wah or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Warpy sounds in that open for sure.
Yep. Some synthy stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Playing into the prog elements.
I think on Eon Blue Apocalypse, I'm pretty sure Adam Jones, his dog was named Eon, which is funny because the track after the patient, I'm pretty sure that's just a sample of Maynard's cat, like slowed down. Yeah,
Really?
it's the sound of his cat, like slowed down. He was like squeezing his cat.
I was wondering, is that weird like stuttering sound going on? Like
we'll get to that one, yeah. But I thought that was
squeezing.
kind of funny. Yeah, like just kind of squeezing on his cat. I know. I thought that was funny though. It's like, okay, Adam Jones's dog, Maynard's cat.
Yeah, man.
Any other animals in here? I don't know.
Surely one of these guys has owned like a parrot or some kind of
probably
weird
Danny,
exotic
I'm
bird.
sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Could see him having snakes or something.
Yeah, like a red macaw or something.
Yeah. What'd y'all think of the patient?
The part that always stands out to me on this one is the bongos and the hand drums showing up at the end. I mean, it seems like it's just going to be the standard like back and forth deal where it starts pretty soft and then it gets a little heavier and then it gets soft for just a brief few moments and then it goes back to heavy sound. And yeah, but the outro is what stands out to me the most on this song.
Yeah, I love the riffs and the vocals like a minute and 30 seconds out from the end. Just so good.
Yeah.
I love the way it closes. I really like the chorus too. Just how hard and intense it comes on.
It's a big one.
It's like just full volume. Just bam.
Yeah.
Just some good old drop D riffage.
Yep. I like it. I like the patient.
I do too.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. Tool has their signature sound for sure. Like I could definitely identify them if I just heard it. And I think a big part of it is that kind of almost to describe it as like a kind of froggy sounding bass tone. It's like very like I don't know, that's the only word I can come up with, like froggy or like croaky. It's like very I don't know.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
I know what you mean though. Like it's very distinctive.
Yeah.
It's almost like a trebly chunk to it. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
weird.
It cuts through. It's kind of trebly or mid-rangey.
Yeah.
This one was fine. I feel like at this point I'm like, man, these are some long songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
they're plenty longer coming.
Yeah.
And especially on a first listen, I'm sure, but it's like okay, is this gonna go, somewhere? I definitely, noted that big chorus. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to Mantra, our second instrumental?
Yes.
This
squeezing
song,
a cat.
I thought it was, I mean, it's such a like simple singular sound, but it's so hard to describe. I just put like hellish.
Yeah.
Like it, like down in the depths of hell, like really ominous and I don't know, like insanely echoey, chambery. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's yeah, fitting given what comes after.
Kind of sounded like 8-bit lava, but like a little more complex.
8-bit lava?
Yeah, what is that?
like in Mario 64, like jumping into the lava pit, like kind of lo-fi lava fry, but like a little more complex.
Dude, these guys must have played some N64.
Oh yeah,
100%.
No question.
It's funny that you mentioned Mario Lava because I thought about Mario 64 at another point in this album.
You need to listen to just like a minute of the song "Chocolate Chip Trip" from Fear Inoculum. It'll really make you think Mario.
Really?
Yep. Yes.
Wow, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Chocolate Chip Trip.
Chocolate Chip Trip.
That does not sound like Tool.
I know. Yeah, it
sounds like Strawberry Alarm Clock or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it does.
Was this your favorite song on this album, Graham?
Mantra.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like it's like aliens, robots.
It is. It is.
You know, it works for their for what they're going for. I think I've always felt this with this band in particular, but like they sound like their album covers.
Yeah. Dude, that's very accurate, honestly.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because their album covers are so unique. Like they have their signature thing. I think they use maybe the same artist on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Alex Gray or something like that. Yeah.
Alex Gray.
Yeah.
Well, so if you listen to this on Spotify, that album art is not the original for this. I mean, yeah, that definitely fits, but like the original is what you see, like with the Tool and the Lateralus at the bottom, but solid black background.
Oh, okay.
Like just which to me is very fitting. Like it looks just like that, in my opinion. It's simple, but it fits.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, this one's a little more colorful and fun, but
right.
Yeah, that other one works too. Tool.
What'd y'all think of the next track?
Graham, is this the guitar riff that you recognized?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The
bass.
Yes, the bass guitar riff.
Those first 3 notes, or strummed 2-note chords, I guess you could call them.
Yep.
It's a really clever bass riff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like is that kind of tricky to play?
Not really. And oddly enough, when I was taking bass lessons, like almost 20 years ago, I guess, I remember like one of the first bass lessons I went to, like I was waiting to go in and there was a student before me and my bass teacher was teaching him this riff. And I was like, what is that? I had no idea who Tool was. And like he'd play it and I never knew that was Tool until like I made the connection 5-10 years later.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Oh, that's what that was.
I kind of remember you playing that from an early age.
Yeah, and I had no idea like where it came from.
That's probably where I heard it. Was you?
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever even actually heard the song. I just played it how he played it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, iconic bass line, and I love how Adam Jones rolls in. Like you can just hear that D chord just kind of come up in volume. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Just epic.
Yeah, this one's strong.
Love the Maynard's vocal style on this too.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Just goes hard, man.
So Justin Chancellor, we haven't. I've not heard that name yet. Yeah.
I'm always kind of disappointed by the names of these guys. I feel like for a band this weird, their names are pretty ordinary sounding.
Aside from Maynard James Keenan, maybe.
Yes, he is perfect in name and look for the band. It just he nailed what he was supposed to look and sound like.
Well, so Justin came in on Anima. Paul Diamore, that's the original bass player, like the guy that did Sober.
Yeah.
Which to me, that was like the iconic Tool bass sound was Sober.
Oh.
You know, just chunky. That's what I always associated him with. And this, I mean, Justin's great. He's a hell of a lot better than Paul is, I think.
I wonder if Paul heard that riff and he's just like, "Damn it."
Maybe. I remember reading at some point in time, like Paul originally wanted to be like the guitar player for Tool. Like he didn't even want to play bass. And like as time went on, like more and more he wanted to play guitar, and they were just like, "No, see ya."
Yeah. That's always awkward.
For sure.
I think he played a Rickenbacker though. Paul, not Justin.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Justin Chancellor's got some really, really cool bass licks.
Yeah.
There's some cool timing stuff in this song too. Like when they come back in from the first chorus, it's like 2 minutes 32 seconds. It just strikes and comes right in on like a weird timing part. I love that. And like the halfway point in the song, I feel like it's such a like release, like kind of relaxing, coming from all the tension. It's like the heaviness subsides. The cold silence part.
Yeah.
And I love too the vocal effect there. Like you can hear it like phase in. It's like cold, cold, cold. You know, it gets louder, and then Maynard actually says the part. But that was cool. Almost like a verse echo or something.
Is this kind of where you hear those like clock noises?
Or
yeah. It's like a grandfather clock almost.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Always appreciate that sound.
It reminds me of home.
There were some cool little, you know, things you'd expect in like a Rush song or something, like little sound effects like that. I felt like this was just maybe a better song than the previous. I'll say two because two of them are little interludes. So better than The Grudge and The Patient. This is just for me, just a stronger song. Maybe my favorite on the album.
It's a good one.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's iconic and kind of love this too.
Danny's like double bass roll out of this too. Just nasty there at the end.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So Parable.
Yes.
Yeah, we could honestly talk about this and track 7, Parabola, together, because there's total carryover between the two.
I love Parable. Like this has always been
spooky, man.
It's funny because it's like it's not. I don't think it's really an interlude track, but I mean, I guess it's not a complete song. I don't know.
It's like a prelude to Parabola. Right. I've always thought of it like that. But yeah, I really like it too.
Love just there's almost like a hymn-like quality to Maynard's voice here, which I really like. I really like that
distant echo. This song creeps me out, man, in a good way. Perfect for October.
I've heard a lot of people say that, like, describing Tool, like, it makes me uncomfortable, or like it creeps me out. You know, like it's not enjoyable to listen to. And
I don't agree with that, but
I don't either. But like, I kind of get it. You know, like from something like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I think intentionally kind of disturbing sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unsettling,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
build that tension and that suspense.
Right.
Yeah,
I love Parabola.
Yep.
yeah, it was
I'm
a
with you.
nice they're good at doing the whole quiet thing and then the loud thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Parabola is just like slap right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So loud.
Yep.
I think Parabola is probably. I think it is one of the singles from this. I'd say it's the most like radio rock song
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, probably.
The most accessible. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people really like this song, and I don't hate it by any means. I like it too. I think it's a little watered down compared to some of the other stuff on here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good description.
It has
You're
some
right.
It's got some great moments though. Don't get me wrong. The chorus is okay. I love the verses though. They're so heavy and intense. I love the verses.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, Keenan's great at putting a lot of emotion into his
Oh my
singing,
god,
and
yeah.
in Parabola, it's a very, very, it's a pained effort from him singing this one, and it works to tremendous effect. I think. And you're right, by the way. This is one of the singles. This, Schism, and Lateralus are the three singles
right.
from the album.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And he kills it in this, though. I mean, when does he not kill it? But
yeah.
He really kills it here. Excuse me.
I know this only came out in 2001, but I was going to say, like, it has a very, like, 90s sound at times.
It does.
Like I could almost, compare it to, like, Pearl Jam or something. Like, just their sound. Would post-grunge be a genre you could attach to Tool? Or is that kind of
that's a little broad, I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I would say it's hard rock with some prog elements, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's quite metal. I've never thought it was really metal.
Right. Some people.
But it's beyond hard rock. I mean, the earlier stuff is definitely more abrasive hard rock. And I think as time goes on, and maybe it's evolution of the band, but I think a huge part of it too, and you get a little bit of the taste of this on this album, is I think Maynard's voice was starting to lose some of that grit from the earlier stuff. Because, I mean, like, from early 90s to, 99 or whenever, I mean, his vocals were just on another level. And it's like with this, you kind of see it starting to soften up, I think.
Yeah. There's kind of a whole, like, I don't know, like, philosophical, like, psychological thing that was that Maynard that was kind of bringing that to the band, like.
Yeah, I'm sure too.
Because I feel like people are always kind of like dissecting these guys' lyrics and.
Right.
Oh yeah.
To an extent, though, I feel like some of it's kind of that John Lennon syndrome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably
100%. Like Maynard kind of just, I can write anything and people are going to dissect it and find all this stuff within it.
Yeah.
And it could be about him ripping ass. I mean,
yeah.
Like there's a song off of Salival, which is an EP of theirs. It's LAMC, but there's a secret track in it called Maynard's Dick. And the entire song is about his penis. It's a great song, but like, to my point, like, people are like, oh man, what does this mean? Like, this is just so profound. And it's like, dude, the guy's literally singing about his
Yeah.
junk.
Yeah.
He was kind of playing with the fan base a little bit.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I mean, I think they're all probably equal contributors to some extent. I know Danny's into kind of some weird out there things, and Adam Jones, I think, does a lot of like videography. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of their, well, I think all their music videos actually. I think he created that.
Yeah.
I know he was involved with Jurassic Park, like to some extent, like something with the recording and like cinematography and that.
Adam Jones
did makeup and set design on Jurassic Park and a couple other movies.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah. Yep. He was really into like the visual arts.
Yep.
That's a Renaissance man.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I think personally, Ticks and Leeches is where this goes to side 2. Like this is just a totally different thing for me.
Man, this one's abrasive. Go ahead.
It is for sure, but like I don't want to spoil it. I'll get to the end of the album, then I'll tell you my thoughts.
All right.
But yeah, Ticks and Leeches. This is a Danny showcase for sure.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like you said, Graham, it's abrasive. It's heavy, like it, especially vocally.
Yeah.
I could see this one if you're not loving it so far, it's being god awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that kind of how you felt about it?
God awful?
Yeah.
I didn't love it. Like the drums were a highlight. Like that's fun. But yeah, the song was a little bit of a thrashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I mean, a lot of Tool fans just go bonkers over Ticks and Leeches.
Oh, I could see that.
Love this song.
I'm kind of with them on that, actually. I really enjoy this song.
Yeah.
I think it's very polarizing. I think people either love or really don't like the song. There's not a whole lot of in between on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's heavy, man. I really like the part around 3 minutes 30 seconds too. It's great. Goes hard to the end. Never lets up.
Pretty hardcore.
Yes.
The vocals too. Just suck me dry over and over and over.
Yep. Yep. They're doing their back and forth thing between Keenan does this little hushed delivery for a little while, and he just screeches so hard.
It's angry.
It is
angry.
It is. It is unstable, to say the least. And yet, I mean, the moments where we get like those light guitar notes and what sounds like wind sounds. I mean, I really enjoy those parts of it too. I mean, it's the whole. It's an experience listening to this song, and I know that is insanely pretentious to say. I know it's 8 minutes long, but I'll put the cape on for Ticks and Leeches any day. I mean, I enjoy it, and I totally get why people don't like it. But yeah,
I would have expected you to not like that song.
I know.
If I was a betting man, I would not have expected that.
The older brother is the same way. He used to skip this song when he was playing it in the car, and I would tell him, like, don't do that. Go back.
Yep. No, it's very, very polarizing.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I guess the final single here, Lateralus, the title track, the big brain energy song.
Yeah.
This is the just the Tool Circle Jerk song right here.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, yes.
This has been overanalyzed to, I think that's actually one of the lyrics in the song, isn't it? Overthinking, overanalyzing.
Yep.
Really?
It is.
I love it. This is the one that all the Tool memes you see about the Fibonacci sequence.
Yep.
This is the song right here.
This is it.
Oh, okay.
I've got to say, I mean, as much as this gets poked fun at and just overanalyzed into the ground, it is pretty cool.
I agree.
I think that's genius from a songwriting standpoint.
So yeah, kind of. That's something I've never quite like. I've heard the Fibonacci sequence referenced. Is that the golden ratio?
Yes, it is. Yep.
And what does that mean exactly? Like I've had a summary of it, but I've totally forgotten.
So it's like it's the sum of what comes before. So it's like 1 and 1 is 2 and 1 is 3 and 2 is 5 and 3 is 8 and 5 is, and so on and so forth, if that makes sense.
It's like the first two numbers are 1, okay, Graham?
Okay.
And 1 add up to 2. So then you take 2 and 1 and they add up to 3. And then you take 3 and 2 and they add up to 5, and 3 and 5 add up to 8, and it just goes on.
And so on and so forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
go ahead, Stefan.
In this song, they actually do a descending sequence, though. They'll start subtracting, given the with the syllables of the words that Maynard's singing, because I think that like in Lateralus, like once they hit 8, they go down.
Then
to,
it goes
5.
back down.
Yes,
Yep.
and it goes like they do this like descending and ascending scale on the Fibonacci sequence.
It's like waxing and waning. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So like you said, from a syllable standpoint, it's like black, then white are all I see in my infancy. Like, that's how it's structured. Like I said, I think that's pretty sick.
I do too.
Throw that into a song. It's creative for sure.
If I didn't know that about it, I'd still enjoy the song, and the fact that I do know that kind of makes me appreciate it more. So
and the bit too about like the time changes in the chorus. It goes from 9/8 to 8/8 to 7/8, which 9/8/7 is the 16th number of the Fibonacci sequence. Like, dude, what on earth?
I know. I think I read an interview with Keenan. I think this was actually back for our Anima episode, Anima, and I think that there's the color stuff has something to do with like indigenous Americans,
right?
Like that. I think Keenan's really into that, and that
Aboriginals.
Culture. Yes, yeah,
of North America.
Yep.
What is this?
The black, white, red, and yellow.
He's into what?
Like North American Aboriginals, like Native American kind of stuff. Themes of like color.
You guys there?
I'm still here. Can you not hear us?
Okay.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I cut out for his. I was like, what is that? And then I heard like silence, and I was like, man, did I just like zone out?
Cold silence. Cold silence.
No, go ahead.
No, it's just talking about Keenan and his kind of obsession with Native Americans, and just more talking about the themes, and just there's so much background and influences in this song that we could do a whole episode about.
And see, like I think that's kind of where like the pretentious, insufferable part of the fan base comes from, because it's like, when you go looking into the stuff, it's like the influences and whatnot for like all these songs. It's like, this random thing from like the 16th century in this, very obscure part of the world, just crazy random stuff like that. And people just overanalyze it into the grave.
Yep.
Yeah.
They do.
And that can be fun,
It can be in moderation.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at the Wikipedia, and it said something about Joe Rogan like explaining the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, he's friends with
Maynard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of kind of a lightning rod of.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, it's cool to have random influences like that and do those fun tricks. But yeah, people definitely do like kind of take it like too far, too seriously, or like I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting so far away from the music, in my opinion. It's like
Right.
that has zero significance really. And do you like the way it sounds?
Yes.
Yeah. But
I can appreciate it. It's just like you losing touch with the song itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can take that like complexity and kind of attach like I don't know. They can be like, therefore, like this band is like superior to like other bands.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, like at the end of the day, do you like the song?
Right. It's like it's multifaceted, just beyond anything else that's out there. It's like, okay, great, but what about the music?
Yeah.
It's cool and all, but what about the music itself?
Yeah.
It's funny to me too that the radio single is almost half the length of the actual album song.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And have a 9.5 minute song.
Yeah, it's like what, a little over 5.5 minutes, the radio version.
I haven't heard this on the radio in a while.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. We didn't really talk about Lateralus, the song, at all.
Yeah, I mean,
we just became what we were talking about.
I love the bass line by Justin Chancellor. Love the chorus. I mean, I think Keenan's voice sounds great in this one. I mean, I still think remove all of the other stuff that went into the writing of it and the math and the history and everything. I still think as a song, I'd say it holds up.
Oh yeah, it's got some great parts.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 30 seconds into it. I love that part. I love how Danny rolls back in. There's a lot of wah, too, kind of towards the end there with Adam Jones.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this song gives us the famous Spiral Out.
Yep.
You always see that with Tool, Spiral Out.
What is that? Is that a lyric?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Spiral Out, bro.
Is that like a meme?
Yeah.
Spiral Out?
That's just like the catchphrase, the Tool catchphrase, Spiral Out.
Okay.
Yes.
Third eye and Spiral Out. Yes.
Oh dear.
Well, the next 3. So what, the next 20 minutes at least?
Yep. Right about there, yeah.
This, kind of like Ticks and Leeches, in my opinion, these are very polarizing. Some people are like, this is like the Mecca, and some people, me being one of the others. I like elements from some of these, but I'd say overall they can drag on and get a little boring, in my opinion.
No doubt.
That's what I kind of like about the Holy Gift structuring, because it splits these 3 apart.
Yeah.
Because it can wear on you running straight through these 3. It's like, oh my gosh.
No doubt. No doubt.
Disposition, really chill and laid back. Did it sound to y'all like somebody snoring?
Yes.
I don't know if that's what that was, or like it sounded to me like somebody was snoring and there was like a wood rocking chair that was kind of rocking back and forth really slowly.
Yep. That's a good
I don't know if that's what that was or not, but
yep. I can't. I've searched many a time to find out.
Yeah, I definitely got bored during this last part.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like after listening to the album, I kind of, looked around at like what are considered like the best songs off this album, and it sounds like we've kind of hit most of them already.
We have.
Some would say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Oh, okay.
Disposition's actually my favorite song on this album.
Really?
Which is no high bar. I love all the singles and what's come before. Disposition, man, those bongos and that hand drum just fires me up for the last act every time.
I feel
Still
like,
does.
with that being said, I feel like you would really like 10,000 Days.
Yeah. Yeah.
The album.
I've heard a lot off that, and yes,
and I'm not talking about like The Pot or stuff like that, but like Wings for Marie and like those tracks, they remind me a lot of this section of this album.
Yeah.
Like kind of ambient, tribally sounding. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perspective. I don't know.
Rosetta Stoned is a stop down for me every time.
See, and I wouldn't group that into the parts of 10,000 Days that I'm thinking that you would like from.
No, I know.
You know.
I know.
Rosetta Stone's a great track though.
Yeah.
That's a Justin Chancellor showcase right there.
Indeed.
Not to derail, but I'm hearing a little bit of noise on your end, Travis. I think.
Me?
Yeah.
Steph,
are you hearing that at all?
Not really.
It's kind of like a sliding, like a candy wrapper noise or something. But
are you hearing it right now?
I'm not.
Okay, I was moving around. My bad.
Okay, that might have been it. I've been hearing it for like a couple of minutes, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm rustling around, frolicking.
Yeah, man.
What'd you think of Disposition, Graham?
I didn't dislike it actually. This was the shorter of the last few tunes.
Right.
It doesn't really like. I feel like it doesn't really go many places. Like it kind of is just the same, and that's okay. Like it's kind of a break from the intensity.
Right.
I would say of the last, 4 tracks, this is the better one.
Yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth between this and Triad.
Yeah,
it's fair.
but like it's very, I could see like some dude kind of like sitting on a pillow in the middle of the floor, like with the candles going, and I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. That meme I sent y'all with like all the songs with the pictures. I think Reflection is the one with Bobby Hill sitting in front of the lit candle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I like
Disposition's the one that's got what's his face from the Muppets looking out the window with the rain on it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe that was in my subconscious. The candle and the pillow.
Those are spot on to me. Those are spot on.
Oh, it's Kermit. It's Kermit.
Hermit.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
What'd y'all think of Reflection?
Love it. Love it. I know it's the longest song, but God, the start alone, just an incredible crescendo.
Dude, Danny's work here is just it's stupid good. Some cool bass too. This is a dark sounding song. And is that synth that we hear in there?
I think it is.
I don't know if it's like a pedal or effect that Adam Jones is using, or if it's an actual synth.
I think there is a synth. I definitely noted some synth.
Yeah, and then you've got those weird like phased vocals from Maynard.
Yep.
Yes, it does pick up towards the end for sure.
This was where I made the note of maybe some Mario 64.
Okay.
I think the desert level.
Okay, yeah.
Where, I mean, that's a killer soundtrack, the Mario 64.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Just banger after banger.
Dude, the level where you're underwater, the marine, whatever.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, those suspended chords.
Dude, RuneScape soundtrack or Mario 64?
Mario 64.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man.
RuneScape has its kind of lo-fi charm.
Oh,
but I don't know, man.
Barbarian Village, dude. Anyway, yeah, no, Reflection. This one, I hate to say it dragged on a little bit for me.
I mean, that's 11 minutes long. That's you're not out of line saying that.
Yeah,
I just feel like a bad Tool fan for saying that.
No.
That's kind of what they do, man.
Yeah.
On this album, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They're not in a rush.
No, they're not.
Not one bit.
They're really not.
Would y'all think about Triad?
I love it too.
Yeah.
I
intense, man.
Yeah.
Chunky bass. And there is that. It sounds like a female vocal or something in there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Is that? Do you think they got someone, or is that a sample? I'm not.
I don't know.
I don't know what that was.
I'm trying to find it.
It's intense, though. I like the jam about 4 minutes, 15 seconds into this one, too.
Yeah.
There's kind of some, like, more guitar solo action in this one than previous songs.
Yeah. A lot more Adam Jones than a lot of these other songs.
Yeah. Where's this female vocal? I was going to try to find it.
Where's this female?
Where's this woman?
Yeah.
It is. Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Hold on. Maybe like 40 seconds in, listen in the background. And it might not be a woman. I don't know who that is, but can you hear it?
Maybe the one that attends Tool concerts.
The one, yep.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen these guys, by the way?
I have. I saw them with Primus.
Ah.
Yes.
And
Primus opened. It was good. Man, I feel like I'm gonna just get crucified for this comment too. But
say it.
I kind of have Metallica syndrome with Tool. Like, better to not meet your heroes kind of deal.
Sorry to hear that, man.
They were dicks.
Well, no.
Bunch of assholes.
Just, I mean, it was great. It was amazing. But, like, I like early Tool. And vocally, I mean, I just don't think Maynard can do that kind of stuff anymore.
Fair enough.
You know, and Hetfield kind of went through a similar phase where it was like, man, just don't even try. Like, it's better to just not see it than to see that. And I mean, I'm being a little overly critical. Like, it was great. It just, I don't know. I remember going away from that concert going, wow, Primus blew me away. You know, like, I wasn't there for Primus, but Primus blew me away.
It's funny how that can happen.
Yeah.
When it's the band you really weren't there for that can kind of wow you the most.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We saw Primus a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It was quite good.
Yeah.
Still great?
Yes.
Just, I don't know, like, it was so much more involved, like, with the crowd, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt a lot more intimate. Whereas with Tool, you know, I mean, Maynard's in the background, like, that's kind of his deal now. And it's like, they're so big that, you know, it's a huge production. And I don't know, it just felt a little detached, a little removed.
Fair enough.
It was cool, though. I'm definitely glad I saw them. But, like, they're going on tour again. And I had some people ask me, like, oh, man, let's get tickets. And I'm like, you know, I think I'm good. I love Tool, but I think I'm good.
Yeah. I've got artists like that for sure, where it's like, I don't know, the magic just isn't there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, unfortunately.
Well, I suppose that's a fitting way to bring us to our last song. Anyone want to try to pronounce this one?
Fap.
I've always said Vipe. I know that's wrong, but Vipe to Oyad.
Yeah. What language?
Is it like acai?
I don't know.
Vipe.
I'm always surprised by this one. I guess. I mean, the Tool elements are definitely here. I guess. I just.
I feel like I'm being abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sure, man.
That's a great way to describe it.
And I think I read somewhere at some point, like it was taken from like a news station of like a satellite going down or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something weird like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, it reminds me of something that belongs in like some kind of alien thriller movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. That's really good.
With that being said,
that's perfect. Actually, like I had a hard time typing up my thoughts on that, and that is, yeah, you're exactly right.
Just horrible sounds. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's so uncomfortable, terrible sounds.
Oh my god, yes.
Which is funny because it's like I hate it, but it's a good close, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I would never, ever, ever seek this song out on its own.
No.
But it's like it's a fitting way to wrap this thing up.
Yeah. Yeah,
sure.
Right.
Little noise track.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's this
just
jumbled mess that kind of overwhelms that weird audio we hear.
It's like just please be over. Just end, please.
It is mercifully short, to give the band credit on that one.
True.
Thank goodness.
Yep. Yep. Not a pleasant sounding finish, but still a good one.
A finish.
Yeah.
A finish, no doubt.
A fitting finish.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
here we are.
Brings us to the end.
The whole thing. So listen, obviously with me, it is more difficult to be purely objective on this one, but I really removing all of the nostalgia this album has for me, and all of the memory it brings back, and time I spent trying to figure out these songs, and time spent trying to learn some of the guitar parts. Actually, I still like listening to this album, and I really would recommend it and recommend Tool. I give it an 8 out of 10.
That's exactly what I was going to give it.
Really?
It's an 8 out of 10 for me as well.
I was worried you were going to put it lower. I thought,
no.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's Tool, and I like Tool a lot.
Glad to hear it.
And it's got some great tracks that I enjoy. It's just, for me personally, side 2 just flatlines. And I mean, for me.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. I mean, I know there are people out there that just adore the second half of this album, but
yeah,
it just, there's a reason I never listened to this one start to finish, and it's that 20-minute section at the end there.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. It's not to say there's anything wrong with it. It just doesn't
out
work
there,
for
man.
me. It doesn't work for me.
Out there.
I'm a Anima Undertow Opiate diehard fan. Like I'm hitting most of those at 10 out of 10, but this one, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess I kind of forgot that. Like I wasn't expecting you to give it lower than like a 9 or 10, like going in, but then hearing you talk about it, I was like, oh yeah, I think I remember that Travis is more of a fan of the early stuff. Do y'all want me to give my
Please,
yeah,
please.
no, absolutely.
It'd be weird if I didn't. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
Did you like it more or less than Anima?
I think I liked it more.
Okay.
It's been a while since I heard Anima, and I don't remember what score I gave that.
I want to say a 6 or a 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm remembering correctly.
Could have even been a 7. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so.
Feel like yeah, but I don't know. I think my big thing with this one was like I was waiting for something to really like blow me away,
And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah.
Like I knew that this was kind of the supposedly like the proggier side of Tool, and I think I had higher expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it I was kind of like waiting for it to kind of like get to a I don't know, kind of reach a climax or like have some kind of shift, but I feel like it got a little monotonous. Like
Mm-hmm. I feel that way too.
Yeah, that's good to hear. But yeah, a little overly long. Like it could have been shorter, and I might have given it a 7.
Yeah,
but
That's fair.
I feel like some of these were just kind of too long for my taste. Without like, I can appreciate a long song, but it's got to have
right.
Some more like twists and turns. Whereas I feel like this one, I don't know. They kind of just stick with this like kind of one mood or this one sound. Which
I was gonna say it hangs too long on like
yeah,
similar passages.
yeah, and maybe it's kind of written with the stoner in mind.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But it's a I could see being in the mood for this kind of the contemplative states and just kind of sitting there with a candle but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6. Still not a huge like Tool fan.
Yeah.
But it's fun to finally kind of get to hear what they're all about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actively dislike it.
Always a good thing.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Well, that was a bulky one, fellas. Anything?
Oh yes.
Anything else you want to say about Lateralus?
That's all I've got.
All right.
Nah, good.
Well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have an album that you'd like us to cover, by all means, drop it in the comments, and we will add it to our ever-building list. Like the episode, subscribe to our channel, share it around, and come back to see us. We are 3 different ones, and we'll see you next time.